This list of free VSTs is huge, so I've split it up into different sections. There's instruments and effects. So we're going to start with effects, specifically compressors. And the first one is Compressor from Analog Obsession. So you have two compressors here. The top one feeds into the second one for serial compression, and each of these compressors has 3 modes: VCA, FET, and Opto. And you can even have all 3 modes enabled on each one at the same time. The next one is Acoustic Audio's Arctic compressor, and this is intended as a mix bus compressor or utility with 3 different functions: a compressor, limiter, and saturation. Next up is TDR Molotov. This is an excellent compressor that can be used pretty much on every track, including on your buses. It also adds a little bit of a nice color to your tracks as well. Then we have Cram It from Sixth Sample. This is a multi-band upwards and downwards compressor and expander with distortion. And next up is Frontier from D16 Group. It can give you a subtle, transparent limiting effect, or it can be used more aggressively. Now let's check out some free EQ plugins, and we'll start with the Warmy EP1A Tube EQ from Keve Audio. And this is a Pultec style EQ that's based on the Warm Audio hardware version. It gives you that smooth, creamy sound that Pultecs are known for, and you can use this all over your mix, including on your mix bus if you want.
Maybe you're happy to make me feel bad.
The next one is Slick EQ from Tokyo Dawn Labs. This is a nice 3-band EQ with 4 different EQ modes: American, British, Soviet, and German. Another one from Tokyo Dawn Labs is TDR Nova. This is a parametric EQ with a great spectrum analyzer that can be set for input, output, or sidechain. There's also dynamic controls for each band as well. Next up is Merica from Analog Obsession. This is an emulation of the API 550A hardware EQ, which is one of my favorite EQs. You have 3 bands, and each one has 5 EQ centers that you can choose from. And you also have a constant bandpass switch as well. Now let's check out some free reverb plugins, and we'll start with Rogold from Black Rooster Audio. This is based on the classic EMT 140 hardware plate reverb, and they've replaced the steel plate with a gold one, giving this reverb a warmer sound. It's easy to use, and the most important thing is, it sounds great. Another free plate reverb is Epic Plate from Variety of Sound. And this one has some nice added features like a gate, drive, and a bright or dark switch, allowing you to quickly adjust the tone of the reverb. The next one is Valhalla Supermassive, and this is more of a delay and reverb all in one. If you were to only grab one reverb plugin, this one probably should be it because it's capable of so many different sounds. It has over 10 modes and a lot of presets to help you get started. Up next is a free convolution style reverb. This is Convology XT. It includes 70 impulse responses from vintage reverb units, and you can also bring in your own impulse responses if you want as well. Now for probably the easiest to use free reverb plugin, this is Magic Dice from Baby Audio. This features all of the sounds from their bigger spaced out plugin, and it puts it into a simple user interface. You just push the dice and it loads up a new reverb sound, then you can use the mix knob to dial it in as you like. All right, now let's move on to some free delay plugins, and we'll stick with Baby Audio. This one is Baby Comeback. This is an easy to use delay plugin with 4 flavors. There's wide, analog, saucy, and cheap. And each of those makes this plugin sound different. So it's like having 4 delays in one. And next up is Delay from Sixth Sample. It can give you some excellent delays, plus add some subtle saturation or even distortions, along with tape settings for some real analog sounds. Now let's check out a couple of free modulation plugins, and we'll go back to Baby Audio for this with Magic Switch. This is based on the chorus effect found on classic Juno synthesizers. Use the button to turn it on and off, then use the mix control to dial in the amount that you want. Next up is Finisher Micro from UJam. And this one gives you 25 multi-effects chains in an easy-to-use interface. Now let's check out some excellent free guitar amp sims, and we'll start with IK Multimedia's Amplitude 5 Custom Shop. In this free version of the plugin, you get 39 gear models, which includes 5 amps and 6 cabinets, plus 10 stomp boxes and some rack effects. Another free one from IK Multimedia is ToneX. And the free version includes 20 tone models, plus you can also get 20 user models, and these are created by other users of ToneX, where they can create models of their own rigs. And next up is Guitar Rig Player from Native Instruments. This gives you one high-quality amp sim with the match cabinet, plus 13 effects and 50 presets. It comes with the complete start pack, along with several other great plugins that we'll look at in a bit. All right, now for the Ignite Emissary amp. And this is based on a tube amp of the same name, and it excels at heavier styles of music, but you can also use this for some nice bright cleans as well. Next up is Neuron Tube Debut from Audio Singularity. This one gives you emulations of a Soldano amp and a Laney amp, plus you get a nice pedal board to go along with it. This next one is a SansAmp emulation specifically for bass guitar. This is Bass Drive from ToneLib. Use this one on Doll DI bass guitars or Doll Bass Synths to add some character. Now let's look at some other effects from various categories, and we'll start with Isotope Vinyl. It simulates the dust, scratches, warp, and mechanical noise from a classic record player, and you can control each element independently. Another one from Isotope is Vocal Doubler, and this can easily enhance your vocals with a natural sounding doubler effect.
Watching has now turned. Take them out one by one. When we get a chance, we'll run.
And if you're in need of an excellent de-esser plugin, check out Techivation's T-De-Esser. Next up is a free utility plugin from Waves. This is Studio Rack. And it can work with any VST3 plugin, not just Waves plugins. And this is going to allow you to easily create effects chains, plus it can turn any plugin into a multi-band effect. If you're into the lo-fi sound, this next free plugin can make anything sound like it was played through a cassette tape. This is Tape Cassette 2 from Calum Audio. All right, now for my favorite free lo-fi effect plugin. This is Origin from Somatics. Another type of saturation is Szechuan Saturator from Coda Labs, and it will instantly add interest to anything that you put it on. Then if you want to get really crazy, there's an onboard modulation control that can make your instrument sound like something completely new. Next, check out the free Pitch Drift from Baby Audio. And it's basically a pitch fluctuation LFO that can give you some random time and pitch shifting effects, kind of like an old tape. All right, now let's get into the free instrument plugins. And I like to start with the more real world instruments. So we'll look at pianos, and there's Black Metal Piano from Pepto Audio, Monster Piano from Monster DAW, and Rusty Piano from Sample Science. If you're looking for a realistic sounding bass guitar, check out Moto Bass CS from IK Multimedia, and you'll get an excellent sounding P bass. Now we'll check out some excellent free acoustic drum kit plugins. There's Moto Drum CS from IK Multimedia, MT Power Drum Kit, there's Steven Slate's SSD free drum kit, Jamsticks, and Monster Drums. So that was the more realistic style drums. Now let's move on to the drum machine style plugins. And we have Drum 8 from Audio Latry, BPB Cassette Drum, Afro Drums, Pepto Audio's DR84, and Rhythmix. Now let's check out some synthesizer plugins, and we'll start with some bass synths. We have Funk Bass from Audio Latry and Bass Station from Novation. Now, another excellent free synth from Novation is V Station. Plus, you can also check out Ronan Fed's Numa, Cherry Audio's MG1, and UJam's Drive. A couple of free synth plugins from Yuhi are Zebralet and Tyrell N6. And a few more free synths worth checking out are Full Bucket Music's PEX, Vital Synth, Surge Synth, and Synth Master Player Free. All right, now let's look at some free plugin collections, and we'll start with Spitfire Audio Labs. And this is a large collection of unique and excellent sounding instruments that can be great in a wide variety of genres. And while you're over on their site, be sure to grab the free BBC Orchestra plugin for a high quality free orchestra at your fingertips. This next free plugin bundle gives you a large number of instruments and a couple of excellent effects. This is Native Instruments Complete Start. You get 18 instruments and effects with this bundle, and they're very high quality. Next is the Kilohertz Essentials bundle, and this gives you over 30 excellent quality effects with easy-to-use interfaces. The Tone Boosters Legacy bundle includes over 20 high-quality effects. Then there's the Audio Damage Legacy collection, and this gives you over 30 high-quality effects with some very unique ones in there as well. And if you want to go completely free with your music making, add these plugins to a free music making program, and you can check out some of the best ones by clicking the video on the screen. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. For Audio Tech TV, I'm Zane. Keep creating. Fist bump. Thumbs up.